Hello YouTubers. Today I have one of my old school monitors here. I've had this thing for about 6 years, constantly on 24/7, 7 days a week. I actually have some lines going, not lines, it's kind of the picture phone and kind of staticky and stuff. I'm like wondering what's going on. And then I started hearing a hissing noise, kind of just a little bit barely. Some people could pick up the hissing noise. I don't know why that is. Maybe if you had testing done when you were a kid, maybe you'll pick up these certain sounds, these high pitched noises. I don't know, but so by looking over the board here, we got the capacitors there, and we got one capacitor that is expanded. Let's see if I can show you that. See that thing's popping out a little bit there, so it's a leaking capacitor. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna change this one, and I'm gonna change this one. We're gonna put these at, let's see, these are, all right, so these are 25 volt by 22 UF. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a different capacitor on there with a little higher voltage. Right here, we got two of them right here. So I ripped these off. These are from Chester's Electronics in Kenosha. Pretty cool place. It's like basically what old Radio Shack would have been back in the day, buying components like this, but on steroids. Pretty cool electronics store. It's like being a kid in a candy store or something like that. One of these days I should go in there and ask the owner if I could film inside. It's pretty cool. It's got like every little electronic component you want. So I got a couple capacitors here. These are 20 or 50 volt by 22 UF. So these will work perfect. You can always go up with the voltage, but you can't mess with the UF. Advise you not to. You can just go off a little bit sometimes, especially with the smaller components, but not recommended. Like for a computer board or something like that. So these were previously used for testing. So I'm just straightening them out. Don't have any of the 22 UFs. These are new, but they were probably just used to test. That's why I put back in the packaging. So if we test that capacitor, that is going to be, let's see, they had another spot for a capacitor there too. They probably cheaped out and like said, nah, just one capacitor is fine. So that's probably why it blew. So we're going to up the voltage on that. I think it should be fine. So it's going to be these terminals here. We'll take the meter. I don't know if I get this on. You can test it. Sometimes you can test it in circuit, sometimes you can't. So alright, open circuit or it's messed up. You can tell I'm coming down from, or just getting over a cold. It sucks being sick. Changes your voice totally. So we're gonna add some flux to this. Grab our fume extractor. Alright, so we got that done. Alright, so this should be easy to come out. Hopefully, no, guess not. Yeah, there's still a little solder. Wow. They must use some crappy ass solder on this. I'm gonna get some different solder. Let's try this again. Man, that thing should come out, but that's why I should probably get the JVC soldering sucker thingamajiggy. Makes stuff a lot easier. No, this is just a thick board. That's what it is. Wow. Alright, so it's just a really, really, really thick board. Surprisingly. Grab some wick here. Hold that on there for probably about 30 seconds. Can't believe how thick this board is. Probably help it with some heat or something. Taking these things out. Do the same with this one. Yeah, I want to be a little stubborn capacitor there. It's a tight board. The holes are really tight, so that's gonna be a problem. Yeah, those are really small holes. Honestly, I don't even think I'm gonna get this capacitor through it. Just because yeah, there's no way. Just what I thought. Those holes are way too small. I don't know. We can try to get it in there by heating it up. Let's see. Just gotta get the right width. I'm getting there. Alright, that's it right there. It's probably going to interfere with the capacity. Damn it. I shouldn't cut it too short. See if I get this on off camera. Alright, so it's going in. It'll be cool. Just gotta heat it up, take a minute. Both sides. This is a thick board. I'm surprised. See the leads coming through. And there they are. They're through. Alright, that'll be fine. We could test the old capacitor here. Remember, because it was in circuit. So we're going to test the capacitor. Doesn't matter which way you put the leads. It's pretty cool about this meter. Well, there goes your fault. Leaky capacitor. So we could have probably possibly tested it in circuit. We'll test it right now just to see if we can see the other capacitor that we just beefed up big time. A little overkill with the voltage, but not really much. Just 25 volts. These are regulated at 25 volts, so with the tolerance level, so it's fine. As long as you use the right UF, you're good. Alright, so we clean this up, we can test it. Might say in leaky capacitor because it's in circuit, but no. As you can see, that's right and working. So we could have tested the other one in fault, but you can see it by the meter by testing it. You can see it's working now. But before, when we tested it, it said leaky in circuit, so you can't test it sometimes with not being in circuit, which sucks. You know, you really never know unless you really have like a schematic to the board. So that's good. Now with that one with the clearance, let's try testing that one. See what that tests out. Alright, so that capacitor is good. So we don't even need to change that. All we needed to change is that one capacitor. That's it. We could try to test the other ones too. Alright, good. You guys can't see that. Alright, so that's good. Testing with the old trusty meter. Or I could use the my meter, my oscilloscope, and test them that way to make sure capacitors are like that. So this might be an issue with the actual case, putting it on there, which it is going to be. You actually got the case right here. You know, the actual whole case itself. The back cover, but I'm not going to be using the back cover no more. I'm just taking it down to the actual screen, mounting it, so there's no need for me to lay this capacitor sideways, but you would want to actually lay this sideways down for it to fit the back of the board, you know. But I'm not using it for that. This board's going to be out and open. It's going to be like a retro kind of look with the monitor. Like I'm saying, I'm going to have just the frame of the glass itself, and that's it. So it's going to be a pretty cool little mod. The only thing I'm using it for is I'm going to be using this monitor. I've had it for years, and basically it's just a game console mod thing for a game console system where you have all the old retro games and stuff, you know, like Nintendo, Super Nintendo and everything on it, because it's an older monitor, which will display a decent picture of the old retro games. And so basically I'm just taking it all completely apart down to the motherboard and the actual screen itself to put in a casing for a coin-op kind of little machine, you know, that I'm building. I'll probably share that video of the actual mod that I'm doing on a little coin-op gaming console, which is going to be pretty cool. So I'm not going to be using it in this case, but if you were replacing this capacitor, you have this actual monitor, you have this defect with this monitor, I'd advise you to actually, the capacitor that you're getting, don't cut the leads too short. On this one, I had enough room to actually bend them over, but I actually cut them. So I really don't care about the height of this, because this is actually going into an actual flat mounted against a wooden structure, which can be screwed down in the corner, so it doesn't matter for the height of the capacitor. But in your sense, if you are replacing this capacitor, you have this issue with this monitor, with the little, like, kind of static with the picture, and then you hear maybe a hissing noise, but this one I hear like a little hissing noise. It's very high-pitched noise. Normally you wouldn't hear that out unless something's leaking, like a capacitor will normally give a high-pitched noise out. So if you come across that issue, you want to take a capacitor, lay it down flat, so obviously this fits back in the actual monitor itself. But I hope you like this video of fixing this monitor. And if you guys get a chance, give this a thumbs up. If you guys haven't subscribed to my channel, hit that subscribe button and that notification bell. And as always, thanks for watching.